Hi there. This is a reading for the collective. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Um, I know I'm a day late here, but this reading is, you know, in honor of Valentine's Day. I, I celebrate it with my boyfriend, and it's cool if you do too. But what I typically like to do instead of like a love reading is more about a love reading for you. So today we're going to do a self-care reading. And I asked God, Spirit, to um, give us any messages like about whether it be things we need to let go of, or, well, I feel like there's going to be things we need to let go of, but also, how we need to take care of ourselves right now. What's the best way to take care of ourselves? Um, and protecting your energy feels important. That just literally popped in my head. But like a lot of you are on low energy autopilot, feels significant. You're just kind of like uh, doing what's necessary, the things you need to do, but then it's kind of creating this like you're getting kind of drained because you're on autopilot. So, just protect your energy right now. That's very important. Before I start the reading, I want to share a few things. So, when I was switching out my decks, and it's weird, first thing I want to say is I was going to use a different tarot deck because I'm getting a strong sense of inner child here. So, your inner child is asking for more nurturing from you, more nurturing to yourself. So, a lot of you probably grew up feeling like you weren't nurtured, had a lot of relationships that weren't very nurturing for you. You might be in a good one now, or good ones, I should say, friends, whatever, but you spent a long time caring for others and not getting it back. So, but especially when you were young, so your inner child is like craving, is the word that I just heard, craving it. So I picked out a tarot deck that I thought would be a good inner child deck. And, it's just kind of bright and fun. But it was weird. I was having trouble getting it out of the box. So I'm like, I don't think this is going to be the one. And then when I looked over to get that tarot deck, my eye landed on this one and it wouldn't leave. So I was like, okay, well, and I mean, it's shiny. So a child would have fun with that, right? So this is the deck we're going to use. But what I really wanted to share, as I was getting the decks changing out the decks I wanted, I heard a cardinal. I opened my window and I heard a cardinal, and it was so loud. And I feel like it was in my backyard, but it sounded like like I heard it in my left ear, which I do have a earbud in my right ear, so that might be part of it. But it sounded like it was in the room. So that was wild. And cardinals, I always kind of equate them to loved ones that are no longer here. But I do get a strong sense for a lot of you that it's like your inner child, like maybe calling for you to go outside, spend some time outside, like just connecting with nature. And maybe if you got animals, like just sitting outside listening to the birds, watching the birds. I love to do that. And I was literally just talking about how in the summer I go out every day with my coffee, and I had intended to keep that going with like after fall with winter, but it's been so cold that I haven't been going out. So it's funny that it's gotten a little warmer, and then I kind of got that message before I came on here. So tomorrow I might try to get outside with my coffee. But yeah, there's definitely a sense of like relaxation, maybe a little bit of playing, um, you know, getting on a swing or, whatever you're called to do. Everybody's going to be different. So let's get into the reading. The Fool. Yeah, talk about playful. And not there being a dog on there. And, oh, I thought that was a bird, but that's a flower. What? Spirit, God, the devil. Do we need to talk about letting go of things? What do we need to know? How can we help ourselves get the self-care that we need right now in this moment? Thank you so very much. And thank you to all of you for being here and supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. So we saw the Fool twice there, and then the Page of Cups. So that's very young, playful energy. Inner child, okay? I'm saying, like, your inner child is really, really, like, wanting to come out right now. And keep things light and fun. As best you can. I mean, we're adults. Life is hard. King of Cups. Wow, that's beautiful. Life is hard, okay? You have challenges and the devil. You got to do what you got to do, but there's definitely a sense of like, okay, we need to lighten up a little bit here and enjoy ourselves and not take things so seriously. I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. Wow. I should have said watch the devil. Oh, it's like too much. Oh, but the Page came out. Ooh, the Sun reversed. Interesting. I don't know if I want to. Yeah, I don't want to take all those. Wow. The Devil. Okay, I knew there was oh, that's good. I knew there was another card that wanted to come out. I feel like for a lot of you, I've been seeing this card a lot lately. I feel like for a lot of you, you've been kind of hanging on to the way things were, in the sense that you can't let go of like allowing yourself to be free and light and having fun, and like you're so used to things not going the way you want them to. I've been saying this quite a bit and I resonate with this as well. Not going the way that you want it to, so you just assume the worst. And that might actually correlate with people in your life too. I was just talking about this yesterday, actually, how you might, based on your knowledge from the past, you might expect that from other people. And you're kind of putting that energy out there, for them to basically fail you, or, I'm not saying they're ever going to show up the way you want them to, but acceptance feels like a big thing for you right now, where you just, it's good to know people's agendas and like who they are at their core. So, it makes it easier for you to accept and move forward, instead of hanging on, like I said, to the past and not allowing them to come through. Not another Page in different energy, even if it's not how you want, like I said. Oh, okay. That's weird. Oh my God. This is crazy. So I feel like right now is a very, I don't know how to say that word right now. It's a very good time for you to, like take charge and go after what you want. And I don't think you're going to have to work too hard for it. Like you've been maybe at this for a while, or you're just in this energy, this good energy. And the more you lighten up and have fun, it's going to allow, I did see the Three of Wands while shuffling. That's opportunity. It's going to allow you to receive abundance and the good things that you have been wanting in your life. And, the more that you get these good things, the easier it is for you to open up and receive them. It feels like you're just kind of closed off because you've been hurt a lot. Rest. I knew that was going to come out. You've been hurt a lot, and you're just like, this is too good to be true. Interesting. Okay. I don't know. I feel like, okay. Not the reverse tower. 7 of Cups. Okay, that's interesting. When I pulled out, this one kind of wants to come out. That's the 8 of Swords reverse. You're not trapped, okay? That's the 8. Oh my God, 8. What's this card? Out of curiosity. 6 of Wands. Victory. I gotta put this over here. I have to. That's really good energy. I don't know what we're gonna leave this like this on the bottom of the deck. But what was I saying? Oh, so I saw is everything in there? I saw the 7 of Cups in the other deck. When I took it out, I looked like I split the deck. It wasn't at the bottom, and it was the 7 of Cups. So and I felt that card was very significant. And I feel like we've seen this recently too. Okay, let's get into it. What am I going to use? I brought out my inner child deck. My dogs are playing. That's perfect timing. I brought out my inner child deck, but I might pull just a couple of those at the end because I feel like I'm either thinking my cord cutting or... Okay, I think I'm going to go. I brought out the notes from the universe because that felt like this deck feels very... I don't have a self-care deck and I really want to get one. I've been looking for one for a while, but this feels like the closest I have to like a self-care deck. So love is never in vain. Oh wait, is this... Okay, I thought that was for a different deck. That was weird. Oh. Uniqueness. We love that. Yeah, some of you might identify with the fact that you have always kind of been like a outcast. Okay, I'm going to share that in a minute. You probably accept yourself more now, for who you are, you're okay with being different, but that might be something your inner child is kind of asking for you to acknowledge out loud. So it can be released that you felt alone or you felt unseen or not heard or whatever the case is for you. That feels like a very traumatic thing for you in your childhood. And I can relate, I always felt alone because I was the only introvert in my family, my immediate family. And it took me a long time to figure out because I'm I don't think that my parents were isolating me. I wanted to be alone. And I thought there was something wrong with me because of that until I realized I was introverted, more introverted. I do have some extroverted tendencies, but it's really more with people I'm comfortable around. So, that was when I realized that it actually is because, or it was because I am an introvert and I didn't want to socialize like the rest of my family. Nothing's wrong with them. Nothing's wrong with me. That's just who we are. So somebody who's introverted that's surrounded by extroverted people will feel alone. So if you resonate with that, that's something you need to sit with and acknowledge that you did feel alone, even if it wasn't wrong of any, nobody did anything wrong, like I'm saying, and say, something like, I'm sorry you felt alone, and I love you, and, you're allowed, the more you give yourself, and I do this as best I can, I'm still working on it, but the more you allow yourself to be who you are and say no and just kind of honor your uniqueness, whatever that is. Maybe it's not introversion, but I feel like for a lot of you it is, the better you will feel about it, and your inner child forgive. See, I was going to say forgiveness. So yeah, offer yourself forgiveness and the people around you for, not understanding who you were, like understanding you were different, but not understanding why, and not giving you, maybe they didn't give you enough room to kind of embrace that. Maybe you felt pressure for socializing. And I mean, it's just the way people are too, like we just think that's how we got to do it. So we just do it, you needn't worry. Warriors unite right here. Give yourself much more credit. I love that. You've done a lot. You've done a lot of growing. You've done a lot in your life, even if you don't feel that way. Like, really acknowledge right now, a self-care thing for you is acknowledging things you've done. Like, give yourself credit. Don't make yourself small, okay? All right, so let's talk about the devil and the Seven of Cups. The devil reversed, I should say. Capricorn energy on that one. This fits exactly what I was saying about, excuse me, whoa, I didn't realize that. Well, I guess we have other private parts, but kids should not be watching this anyway. Like I was saying, there's a sense of like, okay, I can see these, and look at, there's like a wreath thing and this kind of thing. I can see these good things. I can see the victory. I can see my wins, but I'm still drawn to the snake, and I'm still drawn to the dragon thing, whatever that is. And there's almost like this invisible, like, okay, just like you've got the good angel on your shoulder and the bad angel, right? It almost feels like there's this like part of you that is drawn to the negativity, is drawn to the drama, is drawn to the old stories. And that's part of who you used to be. So it's okay, like it's not easy to turn off that switch, right? Even if we can acknowledge like, okay, I know I'm doing XYZ because this is what I've always done, right? Even though we can acknowledge that, it's a whole nother thing to move away from that, right? So when you find yourself actually making an effort and not doing the unhealthy things that you used to do in your past, that kept you small, that kept you stuck, whatever, like the hangman, like kept you where you're at, that's what you need to give yourself credit for. Like baby steps with that. That one's, this is like probably most people's toughest challenge is, we're kind of conditioned to believe that we got to work hard to get things. We've got to struggle. We got to struggle in life to earn what we deserve. And that is absolutely not true. And some people like me, like think this is as good as it gets, right? Like I've never seen huge success. So I'm just expecting the minimum because that's what I've always kind of strived for, right? So getting out of that mentality, I'm kind of surprised. And I thought I saw the Nine of Swords, but it was the Eight of Swords. I'm surprised the Nine of Swords isn't here. Oh, we like that. Faith. It's a mind thing where you're just like, I believe in myself, but, I'm afraid to take that. Oh, it's like, what was that? I'm afraid to take that leap because, what if I tumble down the hill and break my leg? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, conditions. Like, okay, I can get this success, I can get the victory, but there's conditions with it. You know what I mean? Love is never in vain. When you finally see what this whole time space thing is all about, you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, and you're going to be so, 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 so happy you loved as much as you did. Dotingly, the universe. Yeah. You know, it's funny because, okay, Carrie Underwood is like my country music exception. I don't really like country, but I love her. I knew she was going to win American Idol, and she could literally sing any like opera, whatever kind of music, and I would love her. And I've really been hearing So Small a lot. I don't know if you know that song. If you don't, look it up. It's one of her popular ones. I think it was a single. And this is what this row feels like. It's very much like, okay, I can focus on the things that happened or didn't happen or are going what I consider wrong for me, or I can find the light at the tunnel. I can see the victory ahead, and I can see things that have been going really well for me, like this energy right here. So it's really like your need. The self-care is kind of becoming a master of your mind. I've got chills. Like, don't let the devil win. You're stronger than the devil, and acknowledge that you're free. The chains are, I mean, look at the Eight of Swords is about feeling trapped, and it's reversed. And you've got these chains right here, right? You're not actually binded. You're not trapped. You need to get yourself out. And only you can do that. Like, it's just a lie you're telling yourself, or a belief, I should say, a long time belief that you have. Okay. So Page of Cups, Two of Cups. This is beautiful. Like union, unity is the word I want to use. That's the lighthearted, kind of like so like the Page of Cups is the page is like the youngest of the deck. And I was just thinking about twos. So eights and twos might be significant for you, because I saw Two of Swords too. Oh my God, I was born in 82. Stop it. Well, there you go. Well, it's like young, emotionally vibrant type energy. So what I want you to do is try to tap into when you were younger, like whenever it feels good to you, when you were younger and more lighthearted, and you had this like loving energy that wasn't tainted, right, by people and experiences. And I want you to go back to how that felt. Like, you don't have to think of a specific scenario, but like, I think it would be really beneficial for you to get that feeling back, so you can know this is what it's always been meant to feel like, and this is how I want to feel going forward. Okay. Things, and with all your relationships, all your connections, these things are not as they appear. The lower price of your love, the higher its value. Brain freeze the universe. Yeah. One thing you learned in your childhood is that everything has a price, right? Conditions. And you might have had to earn love from people when you were younger. So that's why, see, I didn't even read that card till just now. That's why I was saying all that. Those experiences you had are like what was projected onto you by other people, even probably, in your dating relationships, your friendships, past friendships. I mean, maybe you have people now that are kind of in that energy where you feel like you have to pay to get their love, or with whatever that means. Okay, chills again. It might not be money, right? It might be you needing to listen. It might be sexual in nature. It could be, um, you know, whatever it is. I have to do XYZ for so and so, and then they'll love me. Okay. That's what you were taught in your upbringing because you either weren't getting a nurturing or affection or whatever the case was, or, well, either way, it came with conditions. So you need to go back before, like with that feeling before it was tainted for you, and get back to that feeling, because you don't have to do anything to earn anybody's love, period. And if you have to, they don't belong in your circle. That's it. It's as simple as that. Maybe for some of you, you're like easier said than done. Trust me, I know, because that's where I'm at. I don't have to do anything to earn my boyfriend's love. Nothing. I just have to be me, and you just have to be you. And same with my friends, like all the friends I have now love me for who I am, and they embrace me, and they, it's reciprocal energy. This is very much like you giving out and people taking from you. Okay? Devil. And part of you might be stuck, right? Or feel stuck because of these people that you're giving power away to. So keep that in mind. That is self-care. Saying no to those kind of people, cutting ties with those kind of people could be a gradual thing. If you've never done it, it's hard when you first start doing it, but it'd be a good time right now to look in your circle and see if there's anybody who needs to be cut out. I got chills again. Okay. The tower's in the middle of these, so I kind of want to do them together. The Hanged Man, the Tower reversed, Page of Wands. Yeah, it's like wanting to move forward. Like, I talked about this last reading, I think, where, so Hanged Man is like, can feel stuck, but it's more like introspection. You've probably already done a lot of thinking about your life and where you want to go, like taking action towards the things that you want, that you love. You got the Page of Cups, that you love, that you're passionate about. But you got this reverse Tower here, and Spirit is saying, well, again, if we're focusing on what is falling apart, because the Tower is basically like, okay, I need to let these things go so I can build a better tower. Like, I can make it so it's not crashing and burning. But no, usually bricks are falling off the tower, and it's like a change. But this is like, I want things to change, but I don't. Like, I'm afraid of that. And you're not letting go of things that don't serve you. Okay? Like, you're hanging on. Like, you're ready. Page, new beginning. You're ready. Wands. You're ready to move forward. You have knowledge you didn't have before, but you're also scared. And like, two truths can be true. Like, that's okay if you feel that way, because it's not easy to change when you're like, I talk about this a lot, being comfortable because you know what to expect, not because you're actually comfortable. You know what I mean? So under the Hangman, those you love you. To be beautiful in the eyes of another, simply forget they're watching. Tally ho, the universe. Time for a love fest. Actually, everyone is reasonable. They just have their own reasons. And usually it's worth trying to learn what they are to maximize chances of full-blown 60s style psychological love fest. Say that 10 times fast, which is always a good thing. Ruby you, the universe. So that's interesting, because this feels kind of like a lack mindset. Like, I don't have enough love. I'm not getting enough love. Some of you might have struggled with feeling like enough or worthy for, like, that's why you feel like you have to exchange things for love. Self-worth is coming to mind, but this is kind of like the opposite, where like you're looking for flaws in other people, or you're pointing out flaws in other people, kind of like I was saying in the beginning of the reading, that you're conditions. You were, or maybe over here, I don't know. You were taught conditions, so you're projecting them onto other people. Yeah, this is really interesting energy. This, if we're talking about self-care. Okay, so with this message, looking outward, right, to get love that you might not be giving to yourself. So, I know it sounds weird sometimes, and it's kind of a repetitive message that I'm sure a lot of other readers, psychics, whatever give. But, if you don't 100% love yourself or aren't pouring into yourself, that's when you look outward. And that's when you come into this lack mindset of like, I'm not enough, or I'm not getting enough. And that's when you project your fears on other people and maybe accuse them of not doing enough, or whatever the case is. And the more that you pour into yourself, the more that you'll find other people pour into you just naturally. So don't look at this is the kind of theme of the message. Don't look at what you're not getting. Look at what you already have. And you want to be accepted for who you are, so you got to do the same. Like, it's only fair. You got to do the same to the other people around you. So Page of Wands, enjoy your extraordinary uniqueness. Do you know what you've created? No, besides an intergalactically known saunter named after you. Inspiration in the eyes that have watched you. Oh, this is like an emotional card here. Hope in the minds that have admired you, and love in the hearts that have known you. But you might ease up on your sachet before someone gets hurt. Not bad, kiddo. Not bad at all, the universe. Wow, that's beautiful. You are truly, and I mean, we all are special in our own way, but you truly are special, and you touch a lot of people in their lives. And it's interesting. I would invite you to kind of try to see yourself from the perspective of other people that love you. And you might find that, because we are our own worst critic, but maybe even thinking back to times that this will make you feel better here. Maybe thinking back to times where you helped someone, truly help them, will make you feel better, because you've helped a lot of people with just being you, like just walking into their life. You've, ooh, chills. You've brought change into people's lives because you stepped into their life. And you do that more than you know. And that's a beautiful thing. It's funny because I almost did like a hype you up reading / self-care. And I feel like you are getting a lot of encouragement from your inner child, from God, from your loved ones, the cardinal in the beginning. You're very, very loved and supported. And the love that you pour into other people, like, I feel like you do pour into yourself, but I don't think you really acknowledge what a great human being you are. And you need to do that. That'd be a good self-care. Think about things that you feel really good about that you've done, even from when you were young. You had an impact. You're very special. Four of Swords, Chariot, victory. So Four of Swords is about rest. This Hanged Man energy is like, okay, we don't have to rush forward. Wands, action takers, taker energy. Chariot is like picking the path and going for it. There's two steeds leading the way. Well, in here it's a sphinx, but it's like, okay, we gotta we have a path and we've got to take the path that we want. But you needn't worry. Like, there's no hurry. You're never gonna, I've been saying this a lot, you're never going to arrive at that destination where you're always gonna feel chills again. Amazing, right? Like, life happens, like I said. You're probably kind of daydreaming, some of you, of your younger days when things felt simpler. But even then, like, it hasn't been easy for you throughout your life. But, maybe think about things that are easier for you or that were easier for you so you can get back in that energy instead of worrying all that. Like, you might be just individual who worries a lot about things and people, and like, just relax, everything's working out, okay? You needn't worry. There's no one in your life who hasn't always loved you. They're all just learning how to show it. Big sillies, the universe. See, that's kind of similar to like this energy, like the lack I was talking about. Everybody shows up differently. And, if you're critical of yourself, and I'm not dogging you because I can do this too, you might be critical of other people, and you need to take a step back and say, man, you know what? My partner really is good at doing this, and this is how they show their love. And this is how I show my love. It's different, but we love each other, and we're both here, and we're both committed to this relationship, and maybe through friends too. Like, and I'm grateful. Gratitude. So 8 of Swords reverse and 8 of Cups upright. So the 8 of Cups, so 8 of Swords, I was saying, that's like trapped. Like, I feel trapped, but it's reversed. So I feel like you're recognizing your freedom and that you have choices now. Maybe you felt like before you didn't really have options. Maybe people made you feel that way, or you just assumed that was the case with those people, and now you're kind of just ready to walk away from that feeling of being trapped, being stuck, or allowing people to keep you stuck, right? And you're taking steps towards what you want instead of what you don't want, which is really good. Give yourself much more credit. A stranger than strange, preponderance to ponder. This feels like Dr. Seuss. Those in great relationships aren't always those who are good at relationships. That. Okay, I'm going to try again. Those in great relationships aren't always those who are good at relationships. And those in challenging relationships aren't always those who are bad at relationships. See? Oh my gosh. Oh, see, wow. Even though I use preponderance ineptly, this one is really good. Please ponder the universe. Yeah, two truths can be true, right? This feels like honoring yourself and how you used to view relationships and what you used to project that, oh, I've got this perfect relationship. And now it's understanding that, as long as I'm trying and this person is trying to show up the best they can, we all have trauma, right? So like, giving yourself credit that in the, anybody else in your life that's trying, that, wow, I've had a lot of challenging relationships in my life, but I still am trying. Okay. This group of people feels like, yeah, it's like the critical nature that you have on yourself, perfectionism, doubting yourself, feeling like you're not good enough ever it's insane. And I relate. You don't have anything to prove anymore. Like, you need to realize that, okay? To anybody. The only person you really need to prove anything to is yourself. And you already have done that by making changes, by trying to step out of your comfort zone. Like you can't, again, like these things can't just overnight change. Like you can't get that victory overnight. I mean, you can get victories overnight, but the victory of like changing who you are at, like because of conditions of your upbringing, of your relationships, etc., right? So to give yourself credit, like that's backing off of I need to do more and you just need to exist. The thing about healing that has been really hard for me to do, I'm better at it now, but it takes a lot of patience with yourself because it's like you can't just realize something and then change it. It takes time to do it. And you might get reminders here and there, and that's spirit saying, hey, remember, you're trying to do this, you're trying to change this. And then you just get back at it. You don't get down on yourself because you didn't change it yet. Like, no one can do that. You just can't. When you've been through all the things you've been through, it's a miracle that you're where you're at right now. I'm telling you that. You're doing a great job. Don't expect yourself, don't hold yourself to a higher standard than you hold anybody else. Like you just, I'm saying you're ridiculous because I'm the same way. So I can say that to you because I'm legit the same. It's okay. You're doing the best you can. Remind yourself that. Keep saying that to yourself. Make it a sticky note for you. I'm doing the best I can. That's your reminder for today. That's your self-care reminder. And every day. Not just today, every day. Ooh, dancing would be good. I was doing that today. That's funny. You're singing. Flow with the rhythm. Get lost in the rhythm of movement today. Ooh, okay, these two. Go inward. It's time to connect with your inner child. We know. Emotions are the reflection. Look for the deeper meaning. Yeah, a lot of you might have struggled with choose yourself today. See, do not deny your importance. You matter. Nurturers unite and take care of yourself. You can't take care of other people if you're not taking care of yourself. Flying, look at, you're free. It's beautiful. But going inward. So as a child, I feel like a lot of you have repressed your emotions. You weren't allowed to express, or you felt like you couldn't. Maybe you weren't told that. Maybe you weren't listened to. See, I said not heard, not seen, whatever the case is for you. It's very, very important that you connect with that. That's like the biggest message of the reading. Your emotions are real, they're valid, and you can't move forward without acknowledging them. I know it's uncomfortable, but you have to. So there's something from when you were younger that really hit you hard. It might have been something you repressed, that you forgot about. Whatever the case is, you need to connect with that and deal with it. Take your time. Maybe talk to a friend about it once you realize that a friend you're comfortable with, so you can get it out of your system, or a therapist, whatever you got to do. But you need to release it. And I specialize in trauma because I've healed a lot of mine. I'm never done. We're never done healing. But if you need help with figuring this out, I can help you. You can book a reading. I'll put it in the comments. And we can discover what is holding you back from, like, emotionally, what you haven't dealt with from your childhood. And it doesn't, you don't have to be super young when this happened. It could be, I'm getting the number 10, like maybe around your, early teen years, whatever the case is, I will help you. And I just want to do a couple cord cutting cards, and then we're going to call it, because I'm getting tired. Self-care for Colette. Okay. We're just going to put this here. Don't let them pull you in. Yes, Absolutely, 100%. And even to yourself. Oh, beautiful. Yes, media detox needed. You know what's funny? Create space for new manifestations. Clean out your media, your social media messages. Maybe like clear your FYP. Maybe you've got some kind of icky stuff in there. Oh, yeah, that's right. I wanted to share something. I forgot. Okay, one second. Um, it's funny, I was just on my TikTok today. I haven't really been scrolling a lot lately. And I started doing that this morning and I was like, Colette, stop. We don't need to be doing this. Because you just get sucked in and then forget about your day and, the drama, get sucked into the drama of people online. And you don't need that. So clear out 82, clear out your social media and maybe take a break from it. Okay. I can't remember what this was pertaining to, but I've been watching a lot of, well, okay. So I've been through pretty much every Netflix psychological thriller that I thought I'd like. And I do that because I really like solving the puzzle. Like I can usually figure out what's going on quick. But also I just like the psychology piece of like why people are doing what they're doing. And even documentaries, I like watching those. But I recently came across 2020 on Disney Plus. They have like, and a lot of these stories I saw on Netflix, like docu-series or whatever, but they have like, like crime things that they talk about. And I never heard about this story, but there was this gentleman who was supposedly going to college and he ended up hiring people or hiring, was it two people? I don't know, to try to kill his family. And he just had no, and I was like sitting there trying to figure out, and I don't even think this is why I wanted to talk about this, but I was sitting there trying to figure out, like the guy looked very detached to me when I saw him. Like I read people for a living. So I'm like looking at him and I'm like, well, he seems kind of not present. Like he just was detached. But I'm thinking there's a reason this guy is um trying to do that. Like there's something missing in him. I felt like there was something missing within him anyway, but there's something that he was lacking in his childhood that made him act out like that. And I feel like, so his family had a lot of money, and I feel like he was given things, but maybe didn't get that nurturing aspect of things. But it was a very interesting story, and it was weird because when I was watching it, I just thought, like I said, I'd never um, heard of this. When did it happen? Like 2013 or 15? I don't know. It's not. He's not from my area either. I forgot where he lived, but um, yeah, he just seemed like he didn't care about anything. So he might have been a sociopath as well. Might have turned, I don't know if you can turn into one. I don't know anything about that. And I don't know why I'm talking about this because I can't remember why that came up. I feel like it was this row. Hmm. Well, to me, there's always a choice, right? We all have some kind of trauma, like I said. Maybe this is kind of the message that needs to go out. We all have some kind of trauma, and maybe you know somebody with a similar situation to yours, but they decided to not heal themselves. They decided to act out. They decided to be a victim, and you're trying to break out of that spell or energy. Like maybe you, oh my God, 82, I was looking over here. Wow. Okay. Okay, God. I'm so sorry, squirrel. Maybe you are trying and having trouble with getting away from this. And that's okay. Okay? It's not easy. Not everyone can do it. Maybe that's why I wanted to share that. That gentleman, instead of saying to himself, um, this is wrong. Like there's somewhere in there he had to know. He knew it was wrong, but he tried 3 times to kill them. And he even considered his father didn't die. So he considered having his father killed after his brother and mother died. He knew it was wrong, but he did it anyway. You know right from wrong, and I mean, obviously that's extreme, right? But you know right from wrong, and you know you're trying your best. And that is the ultimate self-care, is giving yourself the credit and saying, I'm doing the best I can. Write that down for real. You need to really grasp that you are trying, and that's what counts. I hope this reading helped you. And sorry, I went on a tangent there at the end, but it felt important. So it came back to me. So I felt like I had to share it. Um, any likes, shares, comments on my channel, subscribers to my channel are super appreciated. I'm trying to get monetized here so I can make some money off these readings I'm doing. I'm putting a lot of energy in them. And that way I can create even more content for you. If you have any content you'd like to see or any topics you want me to dive into, I could even just have a discussion for you. I can go live, or it's a reading you want, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to do that as well. I'm usually just doing what is guided by spirit. That's what my readings are about and what I'm experiencing in my life, because I know the people who come to my channel are as well. If you would like to donate to my channel, that is helpful as well, but not expected. I will put my Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal in the comments. If you would like to book a reading with me, like I said, I will also put in the comments as well. If you're still here, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you, and I hope you have a good day.